Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that.
Problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it?
Kevin Hart might be Hollywood's comedy king, but that cheesy grin and those Instagram gym clips, all just a front. Behind the scenes, he's been moving slick, and now things are getting real messy. Shannon Sharpe just got caught in the crossfire, and this ain't no basic celebrity feud. It's a full-on power grab happening right in front of us. He lost a massive $100 million deal, got slapped with one of the nastiest lawsuits of the year, and now a 19-year-old OnlyFans model is accusing him of some seriously twisted behavior. It's wild, but here's the twist that nobody saw coming. Katt Williams just jumped in and pointed fingers straight at Kevin Hart. And what he's saying, it lines up way too well. According to Katt, this isn't some random scandal. This was a setup from the jump. And when you break it all down, the pieces fit way too perfectly. Katt's been calling out Kevin for years, but now the dots are finally connecting. Every time Kevin hits another level of success, another black entertainer just happens to get pushed out. Coincidence? Katt doesn't think so. Kevin's been climbing that Hollywood ladder with a smile on his face. But what if he's been quietly knocking down the very same men who opened the doors for him? Let's not act brand new. This drama didn't just fall out the sky. Katt has never rocked with Kevin, and he's made that loud and clear. This beef didn't start with that Club Shay Shay interview. That was just the explosion after years of quiet tension. Back in the 2000s, Katt was the one holding the spotlight. He had the streets buzzing, comedy shows sold out, and movie roles lined up. But out of nowhere, those roles started disappearing. And guess who popped up in them? Kevin Hart. Katt still swears Kevin didn't climb to the top on talent. He slid in through the back door while others were getting cut out. Let's keep it real. Kevin Hart didn't just rise to the top, he was placed there. He came into Hollywood with that flop movie Soul Plane. And instead of getting laughed out of the game, he somehow landed a TV show, back-to-back movie deals, and became the go-to guy for family comedies and big brand endorsements. How does that even happen after a flop like that? Meanwhile, Katt Williams was out here getting painted like a straight-up train wreck. The media had him labeled as a crackhead, always on the edge of a breakdown. But Katt says it wasn't a meltdown, it was a setup. And who came up every time he got knocked down? Kevin. Now jump to the 2010s, when Hollywood started flipping the switch. Remember that era when every black comedian was suddenly rocking wigs and heels for laughs? It was like a trend. Kevin once said loud and clear that he'd never wear a dress on screen.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is there something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so, you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning.
You look
said
good
no to that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta know that you're a brand.
Sounded like he was standing on something solid, but then boom, he showed up on SNL in a dress like it was nothing. At the same time, Dave Chappelle had just gone viral talking to Oprah, saying he refused to wear a dress because he didn't want to be used as a joke to entertain powerful Hollywood execs.
He put this dress on and, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave, listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny.
That hit hard. So when Kevin popped out in a dress right after that, Katt saw it as a sign. To him, Kevin wasn't just selling out. He was sticking to the script laid out by the industry. And it didn't stop there. Back when Katt was at the top of his game, The media started blasting stories that he was unstable, wilding out, and on something heavy. But Katt says that was never the truth. That was the smear campaign. But when you really look at it, most of the wild stories about Katt didn't come from the cops. They came from behind-the-scenes PR machines. It wasn't about arrests or real charges. It was spin. Then Kevin went on The Breakfast Club and pretty much blamed Katt for ruining his own career.
Good or bad. My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios fucking with.
Like Katt tripped himself up, and Kevin didn't stop there.
Was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
He kept pushing the same narrative, hard. But here's the question. Why was Kevin throwing so much heat at someone who wasn't even in his lane anymore? That's where the real conspiracy kicks in. A lot of folks believe Kevin wasn't just clapping back. He was trying to erase Katt completely. Let's not pretend we don't know how the industry moves. They love someone who plays the game, follows orders, stays quiet. Kevin fit the role perfectly. But Katt, he wasn't with the program, and he definitely wasn't staying silent about it. When those drug rumors got thrown around, Katt clapped back hard.
44 years old. I get my blood tested every 3 months for the last 15 years. All narcotic tests have come up 0.00%. You look up my rap sheet. I've never had a DUI or a possession of anything. See, when you real, you can tell the truth about anything or anybody. I answer to no one but God.
He even claimed that roles originally written for him were handed straight to Kevin after he refused to shoot scenes that involved assault or made black men look weak or foolish. One of the wildest examples? Friday After Next. Katt says they tried to force him into filming a scene where his character gets assaulted in a bathroom. He stood his ground and said no. And what was the reward? Hollywood blacklisted him. Meanwhile, Kevin, who reportedly had no issue taking on roles like that, ended up getting offered the next big parts. Now fast forward to 2024, Katt Williams jumps on Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe's podcast, and drops what might be the most viral interview of the year. And the part that had people gasping, he went all the way in on Kevin Hart again.
Definitions of these words.
Everyone thought Kevin Hart would fire back at Katt Williams directly after that explosive podcast, but he stayed quiet at first.
I told you.
Then, out of nowhere during an NBA broadcast, Kevin started cracking strange off-topic jokes about Katt.
Another fun fact about the New York Knicks, I don't know if you guys know this, but Katt Williams bought the Knicks.
He definitely bought it.
He bought the Knicks,
Yeah.
and it's rumored that he took the Knicks back, returned them with a receipt.
Yeah, you could do that. You didn't know you could do that.
The first person ever did.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him a 30-day policy.
He bought it for 15 days.
And returned it.
Yeah. That's another fun fact about the New York Knicks.
He made the team.
He played.
He played. Oh, he
He
played.
played. He played with the Knicks. He played with them.
Well, you know
Definitely.
he fast. They say he fast.
Yeah,
he run a
he's one of the
sub
fastest.
3.9.
Oh, yeah.
What you say? A sub 3.9. He figured out how to play basketball from reading all them books.
3,000 of them.
3,000 a year.
A year.
And that's 2 a day. At 6 years old.
It was weird, but fans picked up on it real quick. This wasn't comedy, it was shade in disguise. People realized Kevin was using primetime TV to take slick shots at Katt, trying to clown him without saying his name. But what nobody saw coming? Shannon Sharpe getting dragged into the chaos. Right after that Club Shay episode went viral, things started falling apart for him. Fast. Deals started disappearing.
Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack, oh, I wouldn't have let him do this, I wouldn't have said that. But you know what? It took me a long time, Cam, because when you play sports, you understand.
Guests bailed on scheduled appearances. Major brands backed off like they didn't even know him.
I have a little resentment towards you because you beating their team,
right?
Or you know, certain fan base is going to feel a certain type of way, and I felt that the better the player, the more vitriol and hate he's going to get from opposing fans. I got that, but in this situation, I can honestly say I did not expect the level of vitriol and the suddenness. That's what really got me, the suddenness.
And then boom! A lawsuit came out of nowhere like a wrecking ball. A 19-year-old OnlyFans model named Gabriella Zuniga accused Shannon of some serious disturbing behavior. The internet went wild. Some fans were in disbelief, but others, they said the warning signs were right there in plain sight. During that same podcast, Katt actually warned Shannon straight up. He told him that Hollywood gatekeepers don't play fair.
I just mentioned I did them both.
And that Shannon was making it way too easy for them to twist the narrative. Shannon had been real open about his lifestyle.
Date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right here.
Where y'all at? Hey, Chad, where they at?
And he did it more than once.
Women trying to shame older men into picking them. Because see, not the competition. Older women ain't the competition with older women. It's them young ones.
Right.
It's them young ones that come. That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself.
He kept talking about being single, living wild.
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? The one that you said with the umbrella?
Miss Nasty.
Yeah. I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
Nah.
And his thing for younger women. And not just once, either. He even joked about it like it was no big deal. And just to make things more heated, Katt even told him to be careful dating white women.
That was not.
Yeah.
Like he knew the setup was coming. Now the whole thing's looking like a trap that was waiting to snap. Now all of that talk, it turned into straight up ammo. And with Gabriella's lawsuit hitting like a truck, Katt Williams is convinced Shannon Sharpe walked right into a setup. Let's break down this wild case that came out of nowhere. Shannon is now facing a massive $50 million lawsuit from a 19-year-old woman named Gabriella Zuniga. But don't get it twisted. She wasn't just some random follower or somebody he bumped into by accident. Gabriella was an OnlyFans model, going by the name She Is Carly online. Word is, Shannon met her at a gym and started linking up with her last year, when he was 54. Now here's where it gets real dark. Gabriella's lawsuit didn't just throw vague claims. She came in heavy, with graphic, serious accusations. According to her, Shannon lured her into a secret relationship, pressured her into disturbing race-related role play, made violent threats, groped her repeatedly, and even filmed her without consent. She's also saying Shannon figured out a way to sneak into her building without permission, and once even threatened to kill her if she tried to reach out for help. That's the level we're talking about. The timing of it all? Sketchy doesn't even begin to cover it. This lawsuit hit just as Shannon was wrapping up a reported $100 million media deal. Fans instantly started raising eyebrows. Like, how does that lawsuit land right when he's about to level up? Too perfect to be a coincidence. And here's where it really starts to look strategic. People began asking the real questions. How did Gabriella even end up in Shannon's orbit? And how did her legal team move so fast and come out swinging with such serious support? This ain't looking random, it's feeling orchestrated. That's when things took an even crazier turn. The name Jaguar Wright popped up, and what she dropped? Straight bombshell. Jaguar claimed Gabriella wasn't just some thirsty influencer. She was deeply connected to Hollywood power, specifically the Zuniga family. Yeah, that Zuniga family, like Daphne Zuniga from Melrose Place. Jaguar said those same circles Gabriella runs in are tight with folks like Kevin Hart.
Now, I'm not going to say her first name, but the family name that she holds is Zuniga. I've been researching, trying to figure out if she's related to the Hollywood Zunigas. Because Daphne Zuniga has ties in some interesting areas behind the scenes. Melrose Place actress, does anybody remember?
Oh, damn, man, that Melrose Place, yeah, 1990s.
Yeah, Daphne Zuniga. She has ties, like I said, some very interesting Hollywood ties. So you messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
Jaguar didn't sugarcoat it. She said Gabriella was planted. According to her, this whole scandal was a calculated trap, set up from jump. And Gabriella, she didn't pull up empty-handed. She brought receipts, messages, audio clips, the whole package.
If you say that one more time, I'm going to beat the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
And when Shannon tried to play it like he was the one being wronged, Gabriella flipped the script and took it to the next level. She dropped a voice memo of Shannon making freaky, explicit comments, and the internet exploded. Fans were already shook, but then it got worse. Shannon's own lawyer confirmed he had offered Gabriella a whopping $10 million to settle things quietly. Does that mean he's guilty? Not exactly, but it definitely shows he was shook and trying to make this disappear before it ruined him completely. Now picture this. You're Shannon, your career's on fire in the worst way, deals gone, reputation trashed, media dragging you. That's when fans started whispering something loud. Kevin Hart made some calls. Think about it. Kevin's got major pull. He's tied into every studio, every streaming service, every big network. He's the clean-cut golden boy, hosts the People's Choice Awards, jokes around with The Rock in tequila ads. He's in every lane. If Kevin even hinted that Shannon was bad for business, that's all it would take to shut doors. Fast. Now let's get into the why, because Kevin Hart had every reason to be heated. That Club Shay Shay interview went nuclear, and the blast landed right on Kevin's name. Katt called him a plant, a sellout, and even hinted that Kevin was getting cozy with the Hollywood puppet masters. And what did Shannon do? Sat back and let it all ride. Didn't check him, didn't defend Kevin, nothing. But Shannon didn't stay quiet for long. He clapped back, not just denying the wild accusations, but going after the legal team behind it.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself.
He called out attorney Tony Busby. Yeah, the same powerhouse lawyer who went after Diddy and tried to take Jay-Z to court. Shannon straight up accused him of targeting high-profile black men and using the media to twist public opinion before the facts are even out.
Orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
And then it got real spicy. Shannon didn't hold back. He challenged Busby directly.
Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
Daring him to prove something real. It was bold, but maybe too late, because let's be honest, the damage was already done. Sponsors pulled out. His monster 100 million media deal, now it's hanging by a thread. And through all of this, Kevin Hart is silent. No tweets, no shady Instagram jokes, no interviews. Just quiet, too quiet. But if you step back and look at the bigger picture, this ain't just about Kevin and Shannon. It's a cycle, a pattern that's playing out over and over again. First, it was Katt Williams, then Monique, now Shannon Sharpe. Each time, it's the same story. Kevin gets the spotlight while somebody else gets hit with the scandal. Shannon gave Katt and Monique a platform, and suddenly he's the one catching heat. Now he's being accused, deals are vanishing, and he's one bad headline away from becoming another Hollywood cautionary tale. And who's still standing tall through it all? Kevin. Every single time someone else gets pushed out, Kevin levels up. People are finally starting to notice. He doesn't just rise when others fall, he profits from it. Whether Kevin's pulling strings or just benefiting from chaos, the optics, they look real bad. But now it's your turn to sound off. Do you think Shannon Sharpe is getting hit just for giving Katt Williams and Monique a platform? Or did he play himself by moving reckless and handing the industry the ammo they needed to take him down? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't hold back. Hit that like button if you're rocking with the content. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Share this with someone who needs to hear the real story. And keep those notifications on, because this rabbit hole goes way deeper than folks want to admit. See you on the next one. It's about to get even crazier.